Well, universities affect growth through a number of channels. Perhaps most obviously is the channel of producing graduates who are skilled people or human capital. And human capital is very important for growth. That's been established in the economics literature. The other key channel is through innovation. Universities, through the graduates that they produce, who then go on to be scientists and produce innovations, universities are a location for research as well, housing labs where scientists work on research, often in collaboration with local businesses. So these are the two kind of key venues through which we might think that universities affect growth, but there's actually some other avenues as well.
And can you put a figure on the total contribution to UK GDP of Britain's universities? Is it possible to do that?
Well, Universities UK have estimated that it might be just under 3% GDP, but they carry out quite a direct accounting exercise, kind of looking at the expenditure of universities, local multiplier effects. A wider analysis would include also the effects through kind of the skilled people going out into the workforce, the associated spillovers from skilled people in local areas. There's a large economic literature based on the US that's proved that there are these spillover effects. It's related to agglomeration economies, and similarly with the innovation. So that's definitely a lower bound.
And how do Britain's universities compare with other countries in terms of the value that they add?
Well, British universities are, they're world leading in most of the international league tables. So, for example, the Times Higher Education rankings, there are about 5 UK universities in the top 20 worldwide arts and humanities universities. I think 5 in the top 21 social sciences, and obviously some top universities in all different disciplines.
There's obviously a big debate going on about the UK's lousy productivity record. Are universities contributing to that by churning out lots of graduates with fairly worthless degrees?
Well, I mean, the UK's productivity record, it's got a lot worse since the financial crisis, and I wouldn't say that universities have kind of changed since then. So we have a long-running gap with our main comparators. It's now about 30 percentage points with Germany, France and America. But the gap has got wider since the financial crisis, so it's unlikely, that the universities are contributing to that. I would argue the opposite, that universities have actually accounted for a lot of the productivity growth we've seen, particularly kind of since the 1960s. That's the period we've seen a widespread kind of increase in both the number of universities and the enrolments at universities. There's a lot of evidence, that graduates can continue to earn more, which means they're valued more in the labour market and therefore more productive. And skills are fundamental really to productivity, the ability to generate innovations, like I said, management practices, managerial skills, workforce skills are very important for management practices, which are another driver of productivity.
Sure, but as you say, our productivity record has slipped behind the likes of Germany. Germany sends far fewer of its young people to university and far more than we do on apprenticeships and technical courses.
Yes, so I think there is a kind of a well-known gap here in terms of our technical skills. So there's more that further education colleges can do. And also when we're thinking about the value of degrees, there is quite a lot of difference between different courses and different institutions. So there's some recent analysis from the IFS that looks at big data to try and track the outcomes of people from different courses and different universities. So, there are probably some cases where for certain individuals a very well-designed technical education or vocational education course could better serve them.